Ooga, fucking booga, cunts. It's Steve Shives. How the fuck are you tonight? Don't care. You're blocked. Since it's Halloween, I figured I'd cover a scary topic tonight. A very scary topic. That's right, we're diving right into the heart of BuzzFeed's stupidity. These cunts want to know when a Halloween costume is too offensive. Let's let these SJW fuckers know what's up. Roll the, hi, did somebody call me? No, cunt. Fuck off, I'm making a video. Okay, but just so you know, you're literally appropriating cuck culture right now. Ah, fuck off, cunt. Roll the shit.
Hey y'all, welcome to another episode of Is This Okay? Where we talk about things and ask the question, is this okay? There we go.
So today we're going to talk about a very scary topic. Offensive Halloween costumes!
Ah, Christ. I see we've got BuzzFeed's best and brightest out today. Jesus.
So this topic came about when I saw a lot of articles being written about the Moana costume. There was like this costume where it was like, you know, full tats, and also you could see like the brown skin underneath the tats. So I would like to ask friends, where do you draw the line with offensive costumes?
You don't. You're a fucking adult. Grow a fucking spine.
Well, for me personally, we see like sexy Indian, and then we also see the warrior.
Yes. Yes, you do. Didn't really answer his question there, though, did you, cunt?
When I see Asian costumes, because a lot of it actually appeals to a very pan-Asian, like, oh, Japanese and Chinese, they're like basically the same thing.
A lot of people certainly do think like that, but this isn't really reflected in costumes, which are generally based on an aspect of a culture, not an entire culture. You don't typically see somebody dressed up as just Asian.
For instance, like that MLK party, and it was like, come dressed as black people. And it's like, so then you have people throwing up gang signs and wearing baggy clothes and doing all this shit. But when have you ever seen a party being like, oh, come dressed as white people?
The theme of the party was certainly poorly chosen, but there's a large difference between a themed party and a Halloween costume. It's pretty simple, actually. One was a concerted effort between multiple parties to do something intended to offend. The other is people dressing up.
If I wore an offensive costume that offended you or something, and I were to say to you, Chris, it's just a costume, like, get over it, it's just Halloween. Like, how would you react to that?
Like the full-grown and mature adult that you are, right?
People are like, it's just a costume, it's just a movie, it's just a game, it's just a kid show.
Yeah, it's just something.
It's just something.
Nope, my mistake. The correct answer was like a whining child.
Because everyone thinks that it's just this one thing, it normalizes a lot of these horrible like mindsets of like, oh, well, I thought black people just look like this. I thought Asian people just look like this. I thought Native people just look like this.
That's how Native Americans dress. And you would not believe the number of people who actually seriously, in all seriousness, will ask me, but isn't that the way Native Americans dress?
Bull fucking shit cunt.
If someone came to me and said, you know, I want to dress as Pocahontas for Halloween, or I want to dress as Crazy Horse for Halloween, I'd be like, great. Learn about them, what tribes they were from, what their traditions were, how they actually dressed, what their actual history was, not just I'm generically dressing in this weird little buckskin fringe and calling it Pocahontas. If you don't know anything about the character you're dressing as, why do you want to dress as that character in the first place? Wouldn't you rather dress as something that you are impressed by, that you do have some knowledge of?
You heard it here, cunts. If you want to wear a costume, you need to know everything there is to know about the people you're dressing as. Fucking Christ. Why do I put myself through this shit?
Then how can you say that you're trying to honor those people and that culture if you didn't even take 2 seconds to look it up? Like,
costumes don't need to be about honoring anything. Sometimes they're just for dressing up, like people do on Halloween.
This also like stems from education though too, is like I think like we can all sit here and say like it takes 2 seconds to look it up and it's easy peasy lemon squeezy for us because we're all culturally competent.
Please, cunt. The word competent cannot be used in reference to BuzzFeed. At least not by anybody competent.
But I think you have these universities that have story after story after story of blackface and cultural appropriation, and the deans excuse it. So it's kind of like, well, if the deans are excusing it, then it's okay that we can do it. Do you hold them accountable as much as you hold the school accountable because they're not holding the students accountable?
If anything, you hold whoever wore the fucking costume accountable, not everybody around them who isn't stopping them. But again, you're whining over a little bit of dress up. Grow up.
Yeah, I mean, like, everyone needs to be held accountable. Actually, a lot of schools are telling kids to be cognizant of the fact that they could be offensive, and it's the kids that are fighting against it.
Right.
As they damn well fucking should. The world is not a safe space, cunt.
It was a master, actually. It was a faculty member or a staff member.
Oh, it was a staff member?
Who actually said, is there no room?
Even worse.
And as the faculty damn well fucking should. Again, the world is not a safe space, cunt.
I think this just goes beyond only white people doing it.
Holy fucking shit, cunts. Did somebody from BuzzFeed just say that non-whites can do wrong?
I think that it is important that we look deeper into this and kind of dismantle systematic racism and figure out ways. Halloween itself just perpetuates all these stereotypes. It's not one specific group that does it. I think the holiday itself, the holiday, it's not just race. It's misogyny, it's homophobia, it's all of transphobia, Islamophobia. It's all of these things.
Chris Raygun, you want to cover this one? Oh, I don't have that clip? Well, I'm not fucking singing. Just go on to the next one.
So a while ago, I had a friend who dressed up as a black celebrity that he really loved. He wore blackface. And we were going to a party, and we had a black friend of ours who thought it was really funny. It was all about this idea of the costume was great. And they talked about how, but just not upset anybody, they would not put the photos on Facebook. It still felt a little odd to me, but they were like, if no one else is seeing it and everyone else here knows that we are not racist and we all think the blackface is funny, then there's no harm, no foul. And the black friend of mine essentially said, don't be offended on behalf of black people. Like I'm saying, if I'm the only one here that sees this and I'm comfortable with it, it should be okay.
It sounds like your black friend is a lot smarter than you are. Remember, cunt, offense is taken, not given. Your friend wasn't offended because he has one of those things that are typical of vertebrates. Fuck. What are they called? Oh yeah, a fucking spine!
Okay, so...
Just because you and the fact that you are a black person thought that it was funny, you have to understand that as a whole community, that sets us back.
Listen, cunt. You're not a community. You're not a culture. You're a blend of many communities and cultures, some of which want nothing to do with each other. Also, you're only really set back by something like Halloween costumes if you let yourself be set back. And that would require you being a weak cunt.
I feel very mixed about that because you're allowed to have your opinion. We're all individuals and Asian people, black people, we all don't have a hive mind. And so we all don't have to think the same way about things.
It's hard to get "we don't have a hive mind" from the constant "this is offensive to X people" statements.
Again, both of those people are fine. You can live in the same world, but the person that's not offended has no right to tell the other person that they shouldn't be offended.
Actually, they very much do have that right. Take a few seconds, minutes, days, months. You'll figure out which right that is eventually. Maybe.
And even if he's the only black person at that party, you all live in the world. And everybody else is taking that experience and the sort of assumption that this is okay back into the real world, and that feeds into a continuing problem.
Maybe it would feed into a continuing problem if there were a continuing problem into which to feed. Currently, however, there is not, and so it does not.
It seems like the next question is, then what do we do about how they keep happening? And it seemed like you guys were saying that you want the schools to take more responsibility, but at what point does the school after you educate, what are you going to say? You have to approve your costume with us?
Yes, self-hating white cunt. That is what they're going for.
So for instance, I went to a school and somebody had wrote the word nigger on the wall. I think they said, "I wish all niggers would die," something like that. And so instead of like specifically going after the individual, the school then said, okay, somebody clearly thought that this was a space in which they could say something like that. So we're gonna reevaluate the space and we're gonna create programming to talk about these things and to create a different kind of environment that we actually wanna foster so that no one ever thinks that this is a space that they can write that kind of stuff.
Excellent. Another SJW-minded school. Fucking great, cunt. What did that have to do with costumes again?
It's a tough issue that I hope that we all think about.
It's a non-issue that you cunts think about far too much. Anyway, cunts, I'm gonna leave it there. I'm sick, I'm tired, and now, thanks to BuzzFeed, I'm once again fearing for the world to which our children will be subjected. Be sure to check out the Cuntstream channel as well as my co-host Wrath of Controversy, and I hope you enjoyed your fucking Halloween. And that's it. Now fuck off! You're blocked, cunt.